All right, so you guys sent in a bunch of articles all about Haley Welch and this whole hawk coin thing.
Yeah.
A lot of you were trying to figure out what went down,
Yeah.
why everybody is calling it a scandal.
It's a really
Ugh.
fascinating one.
This thing is really intriguing to me, too.
Yeah.
Like, how did this even happen?
Yeah.
How did investors get caught up in it?
Absolutely.
So we're seeing accusations of like pump and dump schemes,
Yeah.
rug pulls.
Yeah, all the classics.
Yeah, all the crypto controversy.
I'm like a crash course in crypto controversy in this.
So let's just start with Haley Welch then.
Okay.
So before launching Hawk,
Hmm.
she was known online as this Hawk tuah girl.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any idea what that was all about?
You know, the details of that earlier fame are a little bit hazy.
Okay.
But she clearly had a big online following before all this.
Right.
Which can be incredibly valuable when you're launching something like a cryptocurrency.
Yeah, for sure. And it was valuable. I mean, this Hawk coin, it skyrocketed.
Oh, yeah.
It had a market cap of $490 million.
Huge.
Can you put that in perspective?
Yeah.
For our listener, like, what does market cap even mean?
Yeah.
And why is that number so significant?
So market cap is essentially the total value of all the coins that are out there that are in circulation.
Okay.
And so you get that by multiplying the price of a single coin
Gotcha.
by the total number of coins that are out there.
Okay.
And so $490 million, especially for a brand new coin.
Yeah.
I mean, that made it seem like Hawk was going to be the next big thing.
Wow.
You know, so you can see why a $490 million market cap would generate so much buzz.
Right.
And probably, you know, pique the interest of our listeners enough to send the stuff in.
Yeah, and then boom, the value crashes.
Oh, yeah. That's the crazy part.
95% drop in just hours.
Yeah, talk about volatile.
I mean, that has to be devastating
Yeah.
for anybody who invested.
It must be.
And this is where things get really interesting.
Yeah, where the accusations start to fly.
Yeah, so critics, including like that YouTube investigator CoffeeZilla,
Right.
they're pointing fingers at Welch, claiming that she orchestrated a classic pump and dump.
Right, the classic pump and dump.
So can you break that down?
Yeah.
Like, what is that exactly?
So a pump and dump is all about creating artificial hype around something.
Okay.
Right, so you spread misleading information, you spread lies, even to try to inflate the price of something.
Got it.
And then once the price gets really high, you sell off all your holdings at the peak, and then you leave everybody else holding the bag.
Wow.
When the price crashes.
Okay, so
That's the classic pump and dump.
that's a serious accusation.
Yeah, huge accusation.
But Welch is saying, no, my team.
Yeah.
You didn't sell any of our tokens.
Yeah, that's her defense.
What do you make of that defense?
You know, it's definitely a key point of contention here.
Okay.
Because it is true that massive sell-offs by large holders can trigger a price collapse like this. You know, if you see somebody with a lot of coins selling off their coins,
Yeah, you think, oh no.
everyone else is going to panic.
Yeah.
But, you know, other things can contribute too.
What else?
Like you could have panic selling just from, you know, negative news.
Oh, right.
Or you could even have technical glitches on an exchange
Oh, wow.
that could lead to these rapid price drops.
Ah,
You know, those are all possible.
interesting.
But her claim that she didn't sell any tokens
Yeah.
is interesting because it raises the question of whether this was a rug pull.
Okay, so pump and dump is manipulating the price.
Right.
But a rug pull is more about...
More about just like pulling the rug out from under the whole project.
Gotcha.
So in a rug pull, the developers just abandon the project
Okay.
and they often disappear with investor funds.
Wow, so it's like setting up shop, getting everybody to buy in,
Right.
and then vanishing overnight with the cash register.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, we're opening up the store. It's going to be great. We got all this cool stuff. Come on in, buy our stuff. And then overnight, they just take all the money and run.
Wow. Okay, so Welch also claims
Yeah.
that her team actually tried to prevent this,
Okay.
this rapid trading that caused the crash.
Mhm.
They say they set higher fees on one exchange.
Interesting. So they're trying to make it more difficult to trade.
Yeah. Does that hold any weight?
It's a tactic
Okay.
that could, in theory, discourage rapid selling,
Okay.
but it also raises questions about
Huh.
transparency and control.
Right.
Because, you know, critics argue that it might have actually limited the ability of regular investors to sell their holdings
Yeah.
while the price was plummeting.
Right.
So, you know, they're trying to protect themselves.
Yeah.
But in doing so, they might have hurt regular investors.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
kind of the argument.
So where does all of this leave the listener? Like all these people who invested in Hawk?
It's a tough situation for sure. You know, this deep dive, I think it's uncovered some serious concerns about, the Hawk project.
Right.
And ultimately, it's a reminder that the crypto world, it's exciting, it's new, but it can be very risky.
It can be. So you got to be careful. Yeah, it feels like we've just scratched the surface here.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack.
What stands out to you the most?
I think what's really striking to me is the speed at which this all unfolded.
Yeah.
The rise, the fall, the accusations, it all happened so fast.
Yeah.
And I think that just highlights the need for investors to be extra vigilant, especially with new projects like this.
Right.
Do your research, look for red flags.
Yeah.
And remember that old adage, if something seems too good to be true, it probably is.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think it's important to remember that while there are definitely legitimate crypto projects out there,
there's great innovation happening.
There's also those that are designed to exploit the hype.
Right, exactly. And this is a perfect example of that.
Yeah. So always proceed with caution.
Absolutely.
And never invest more than you can afford to lose.
That's the golden rule.
Yeah.
Of investing in anything really, but especially in crypto.
Especially in crypto.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so this brings up an important question, I think, for everybody listening.
Yeah, for sure.
How can we, as investors, protect ourselves from these types of schemes?
Right.
How can we push for more transparency, more accountability in this space?
Absolutely.
So that maybe these situations don't keep happening.
It's a good question to think about.
It is.
It's something to think about going forward, for sure.
Yeah, and hopefully we can figure it out.
Yeah, maybe our listeners have some ideas.
Yeah, maybe they do.
Send them in.
Yep, exactly.
Let us know what you think.